So I'm Joaji Honey Badger Walkins, the top MMA fighter in the Caribbean, #1 pound for pound MMA fighter in the Caribbean. And here we are with the TGI winner. We are the champions this year.
I wanted to bring a tournament that was submission only, and some of the top teams right now. I'm super excited to have it. It's been exciting, electrifying matches. I mean, we want to invite teams from all over the Caribbean, and we want to get the sponsorship to do that.
At the end of the day, you have a story, and I want to know that story. I mean, just come off segue of the TGI for a little bit. You were in St. Lucia, and you were already in hair. I want to know a little bit about that.
That's
You
true.
met
That's
Team
true.
St. Lucia.
So my wife and I did something kind of spontaneous. I'd never viewed myself as a go to a resort kind of guy.
Yeah.
But we booked some time off, and we just sort of like called up Sandals and said, wherever we can get a cheap few days, we'll go. And it happened to be St. Lucia. And I do a thing where anywhere I travel in the world, I try to visit a local BJJ, Judo, MMA gym and just do one session, just to like sort of visit the place, buy the rash guard, say get some different experience. And I got introduced to Merv. He was a brown belt at the time. And this is sort of my fault, because I'd been at Sandals for 3 days. I'd been drinking rum. I'd been eating good food. I'd been certainly not at my peak physical performance. And I decided to go visit. And first of all, you guys train in a very warm room.
Yeah, it's warm.
And I'd been, having a good time on vacation. That's the first time I've ever thrown up after a class. So kudos to Mervyn. He popped that that cherry. But it was a great experience. You guys are very, very tough. I'd love to see you guys on the mats here. And I want TGI to be the platform to let that happen, to have that community. I mean, Barbados has been doing a great job.
Yeah.
They've got this regional thing that people are coming to. And, as far as I understand, there's no big cash prize for Barbados. So let's make it super exciting for Trinidad.
Well, I think for that to happen, I need to challenge you to revisit, come and do another session with us. Hopefully,
let's do it.
Hopefully, you would have been in a slightly better condition, so you could represent a little bit better for yourself.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I'd love to. My life is pretty chaotic for the next 9 months, but things are gonna be. I honestly want to, because one of the things I did for TGI in the beginning was the 8 weeks leading up to the event. I went around to all the gyms in the island and dropped in and either ran a class, because as a judo black belt, I taught them some stand-up, or just joined in on a class. And again, the whole family, brotherhood, availability of people to that are willing to just say, hey, come on in. It's not a problem. It's all a family. And just to kind of circle back to sponsorship, a friend of mine's a chiropractor, not a chiropractor, sorry, he will crucify me. He's a physio. And a lot of his clients come from jiu-jitsu, because there's always these small little injuries that happen. So hey, if you're a physio office and you want to sponsor us, get at me.
Also, I want to say big up to wifey. She realized you needed a vacation, and you have to, because sometimes we're so busy on the hamster wheel with the work and our goals that we don't realize, hey, we need a vacation. So big up to your wife for that initiative.
Absolutely.
And of course, because of her, you were able to meet the St. Lucia BJJ guys. So that being said, what would you like to see happen with TGI in the next, the next year, in terms of growth and so on forth?
I think that I like to aim high, and even if we land, even if we miss, we're still further than where we were before. I'd like to get at least one team from a foreign island to come and visit, to come and compete. And however we make that happen, through sponsorship, discounted flights, sharing, like, hey, come on, I've got a bed in my spare room kind of thing.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. We want to get at least one team. I want to increase the cash prize to make it more enticing, because I think that, yes, bragging rights is a motivator, but I also understand that it's an outlet to get here.
Yeah.
I want it to be at least that people are like, okay, cool. At the very least, we'll make back what we spent to get there. I'm okay with that. And ultimately, I want to bring a level of professionalism that can be looked at and say, hey, you know what? Yes, it's the Caribbean, but look at the quality of the show that they've put on. Because I think people forget that at the end of the day, it's it's content that is being created. And you go to some tournaments and it's super hard to understand what's going on. The audio is terrible. You're not really following everything that's going on. This needs to be packaged in a way that people in the US can look at it and be like, whoa, it's so cool, right? And I want to step up. It may not hit, NAGA or, ADCC trials, but we'll get there step by step. And I want to just better than we did last year. So at the very least, more teams, bigger cash prize.
It would be awesome if it would be like a team version of Polaris. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be really phenomenal. But I think it's possible as long as we put in the work, it's consistent, and of course it continues to grow. It can get to ADCC level. I don't see any reason why it can't.
Let's do it. And I think one thing I do want to make clear, this is a passion project for me.
Yeah.
I don't expect to make money off of it. I just want it to grow. Like this year I did it. Literally, I took money out of my own pocket and I told my wife, listen, this is my birthday present to myself because I'm born on the 31st of August. I had TGI on the 30th.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it because this is something I really want to do. I lost money on this event and I'm okay with that because what came out of it was so great for the community, was so great for the sport. The spectators had a great time. It's just, when you look at the reviews, the interviews after on TGI's Instagram, it's all good news. It's all people who are like thrilled to be here, excited, and happy to have been part of the competition.
All right. So that means you had an amazing reception. So we're talking about media, clubs, participants, all of them loved it. I think I saw you had quite a few spectators as well.
Yeah. I mean, inevitably, martial arts does not draw massive crowds, right? Even our biggest MMA promotions cap out or maybe 500 people. So this is not an eyeballs thing. This is a passion thing. And as groups, we support those who support us. So sounds tired of me going back to the sponsorship thing, but there's very much a brand affinity. It's like, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna buy this brand. We're gonna support this brand because they supported us. And that is something that, when you look at football clubs, they have different sponsors and stuff like that. They only wear this and they only wear that. Jiu-Jitsu is such a small community, I think, in each island that we support those who support us. And that's going to go for food places, drinks, disinfectants, and all that good stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But coming off a little bit from the BJJ stuff, I think you had made mention that you came into contact with a famous MMA star. I want to know a bit more about that.
Yeah. So this was, I would say, around the time that I first got introduced to UFC.
Yeah.
So I was living in New York at the time. It was between 2008 2010, and I think it was pretty close to like early when UFC was on basic cable.
Yeah.
And I was seeing Uriah Faber on. And this is actually what the first UFC that I remember looking at. Uriah Faber was fighting some guy, the California kid, and I was like, "Wow, this is crazy! This is so cool!" And I was hooked on watching that, and then sort of got into it more. And one of my friends is a promoter at a club, and he messages me one night, and he says, "Are you coming out tonight?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I'm going to come out." So we went to this club, and it's pretty upscale club. It's open on a Sunday night. And we get in there and he starts telling me, yeah, there's guys from the New York Giants here. And I'm like, I don't care. And then he's like, Thierry Henry is over there. And I'm like, okay, cool. Shorter than I expected. And then he's like, yeah, but GSP's in the corner. I was like, you should have led with that, right? And, GSP is, again, my favorite of all the fighters, I think, as a quality of human being. And the fact that his record has been just phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, yes, he's got losses and stuff like that, but I think he is really one of the GOATs, and he's on my MMA Mount Rushmore, as they say. I met GSP and I was like, listen, I'm a big fan. And he wasn't in any big entourage. It was him and like two other guys.
Yeah.
When you're GSP at that point, in the height of his career, do you need an entourage?
No,
do you need security?
You don't.
We took the grainiest photo ever on my BlackBerry Pearl. and I have it somewhere on my computer. I just can't find it at the moment. But yeah, that was still like, to my MMA friends, I bring that up ever so often. It's like, remember when I met this guy, and they're still a bit sour about it. But he's such a nice guy. He is exactly who he presents himself to be on social media as well.
We need to resurface that photo, man.
Yeah, I'll take a look for it.
I'd love to have a copy of that photo.
So, question to you then. I see, you've got Izzy, you've got Conor, you've got Khabib behind you. Who's your MMA top 5 all time?
My MMA top 5? Ooh.
Yeah.
That's difficult. That's really difficult. For me, number 1 will always be Izzy, just because he's a striker and I'm a natural striker. I would go with Izzy. Then I would probably say Khabib.
Okay.
Is that drive? Is that hunger? Conor is up there, but I would still have John Jones higher than Conor.
Okay, so we've got Izzy, Khabib, Conor, Jones,
and a lot of people, especially since he's no longer the UFC and he's retired, we don't take him on. But I love me some Mighty Mouse. I'm sorry. I love some Mighty Mouse.
I respect that. I love me some Mighty Mouse. I'm gonna say that Conor's rise was fantastic. I don't have him on my Mount Rushmore. So GSP, as I mentioned, Mighty Mouse for sure. People often really, I think, often discounts how ridiculous his reign was.
Oh yeah.
I actually don't think, and people will argue with me in the comments about this. I think if Gaethje and Khabib ran it back, Gaethje wins that fight.
You think so?
I think so. Because if you look at that fight again, and these are the points that I think. Khabib said in later interviews, Gaethje hits him the hardest out of anyone. Right?
He said that.
1, 2. Gaethje was chewing up his leg. He was throwing leg kicks like nothing else. So compromising his movement.
Yeah.
And 3, when you look at Gaethje after round 1, he had that classic adrenaline dump look.
Oh yeah.
Right? He was. I looked at that. I was like, yeah, round 2 he's gonna get smoked because after the adrenaline dump, you are weak.
Yeah.
And Khabib's just gonna roll over him. I looked at that and right after the fight, I told my friends, if they ever run it back, Khabib loses that fight to Gaethje. And they're like, no way. Khabib's the best. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the more I listen to interviews about it, encourage anyone to look at that fight again. I think Gaethje wins that fight on the second round. I
always say fight is a toss-up. Anything could happen because
that's fair.
Gaethje hits like a truck.
He does.
If he got with one clear chin shot, I think it would have been done.
Yeah. So I think I prefer Islam's run to Khabib's run, because I think Khabib, he was 19-0, but some of the guys were like, I think Islam's quality of roster is a bit better.
Yeah.
Some people made an argument that he didn't fight some of these guys in their prime. And I'm like, but Dustin was no slouch. No. So I'd say GSP, Mighty Mouse, Islam. I cannot, in good conscience, put John Jones on my Mount Rushmore
because of the
PDs. I agree. He is an incredibly intelligent fighter. He's long. He's really annoying. I can't put him in my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Who else, boy?
I was really going skill-wise, but
for
Conor, it's because he blew up the sport. Like, people were interested in MMA, but after Conor, the rivalry that Conor, remember, at the end of the day, it's still a show. So the rivalry that Conor and Khabib had, it really created. I know people who know nothing about MMA.
Yeah,
but they know Conor.
yeah. No, of course. I would agree with you that Izzy. I think Izzy was the first person I ever saw clean out his division.
Yeah.
He beat every single person.
Yeah.
So I would have to give Izzy that, because he just came with a style, that feinting, point fighting style that just nobody knew how to deal with until they figured out how to wrestle and then destroyed him. And then number 5, I like Conor for, I think, you know what? It's going to do some inclusion. Shevchenko.
Really?
Shevchenko's just she's been incredible for so long.
She's good. No,
and
I
I
agree.
think, yes, Amanda Nunes, has been dominant and stuff like that, but I think Shevchenko has just been so dominant for so long and hasn't even retired.
No, she
Shevchenko
hasn't.
was there before Nunes and is still just fought this year.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be, a little bit more inclusive. So Mighty Mouse, GSP, Izzy, I'm missing one. Shevchenko, and who did I miss?
Did you say,
Anyway,
Habib? Did you say Habib?
Yes. No, Islam.
Islam. Well,
Okay.
now Islam is champ. So
Yeah.
amazing move.
Oh my.
And with the top 5 vibe, give me a top 5 anime. Are you into anime?
I am. But I'm not one of those looks at anime all the time. So I think, okay, let me start. I grew up on Samurai X, so classic, which I think their live action films are magnificent.
Amazing.
Let me see, Samurai X, and then I really like One Punch Man, just because it went the antithesis of everything that you see about anime. I've been watching Naruto, of course. That was the one that I think, got a lot of people into anime.
Yeah.
And I remember I was working in an internet cafe at the time, and I was like, everybody's looking at this Naruto and is it very good? And he's like, just watch this episode. And he gave me the tuning exams where Rock Lee takes off his weights, drops them on the floor. And I was like, whoa, blew my mind. So I started from the beginning. And I think, the anime started slow. And if I didn't know that was coming, I'd have been like, I'm going to give up on this.
Yeah.
So Naruto, Samurai X, One Punch Man. I've really enjoyed My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
Although I think the movie was about 45 minutes too long. Those flashbacks were gratuitous at best. So yeah, I would say those are my top 5.
But Demon Slayer now is actually creating a lot of headway with regards to anime. People have increasing their budget. Japan is now pushing anime like never before. They want to crack down on some of the pirate sites, so a lot of foreigners wouldn't be able to watch the anime.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty solid list.
Thank you. Nobody come at me in the comments, because I promise you I don't care enough.
Oh, yeah. They'll still come at you whether you care or not. But remember, people, this is just an opinion. You don't have to agree.
No. It's a way of life, guys. Fight me on this. Let's do this. Let's get that engagement up.
In regards to the TGI, how can somebody contact you if they're interested in enrolling, if they're team or if it's sponsors? How can they reach you? How can they connect with you?
The best way to get in touch with me is through the Instagram. It's at TGI.868. I'm sure Volt's going to do some fancy editing. So I'm like, at TGI.868, click the link there, kind of thing. Yeah, slide in the DMs. Very happy to. And again, I want to make this bigger and better. So however you can contribute, whether it's financially or product or anything like that, we're flexible. And if you check me out, I've been in marketing for 15 years. I know a thing or two about creating good content.
Yeah.
So if your brand wants us to create an ad for you, absolutely doable. We're even willing to put ad dollars behind that so that you're going to get the mileage, you're going to get the impressions. And I've got 15 years of experience running Google and Facebook ads. I'll get it to the right people, I promise you.
Awesome. Well, that being said, I really appreciate you coming on board and doing this interview. Learning about TGI has been a phenomenal thing, because at the end of the day, as grappling continues to grow in the region, it's something that people need to know how they can compete, because at the end of the day, competition improves you. It, one, teaches you where your holes are, what you need to work on. And two, it puts you in a position where you could now pressure test. I mean, you pressure testing. Jiu-Jitsu is one of the few martial arts styles right now that's intensely pressure tests their techniques.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're in a club of 15, 20 people and you roll with them regularly, you get used to certain people's games. And when you go outside and you meet other teams, that helps you grow even further because now you're testing people who you aren't used to, you've never seen, right? And I believe that's an awesome thing for growth for the sport.
Agreed. I think the best phrase that sums it up is you rise or fall to meet the level of your competition.
That's true.
And nothing is more like James is great, right? One last shout out for James. James is fantastic. James and I are like neck and neck. If I know that if I start a round with James and I decide I'm going to be in a disadvantaged position, I'm going to lose that round.
Yeah.
And I know that if I start in an advantage position with James, pretty good chance I might win that round. And I was training that level. I went to Canada for 3 months at the beginning of 2025 and went to a gym there, steamrolled the guy. I just got absolutely obliterated. And I was like, well, yeah, these guys are very different. Stuff that guys in my gym didn't punish me for. These guys were like, oh no, bad habit, give me that ankle. So I encourage, just like travel, get into different gyms, get different looks. It's going to change a lot of your game.
TGI would be an awesome platform for that.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, thank you for having me.
No problem. Appreciate you for coming on board and looking forward to seeing some more amazing things from what you have to do.
Awesome. Peace, brother.
Alright guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you could be notified of future videos and interviews. See you guys next time. Peace.